right, here we are, early May, Tuesday, in fact. First Tuesday in May. Low temperatures this morning for Grand Junction, 58 degrees. That's a rather warm start. We should be about 43. Montrose, we should be 39. So we had some really warm starts. These were not records, but close. Grand Junction has a warm low record of 61 degrees. That record tomorrow morning is 57, but we're not going to be as warm tomorrow. In fact, we're going to be a little bit better. Slightly. These are still good temperatures, and if you can do so safely, sleep with your windows open. A little bit of clear sky, a little bit of clear breeze going through the area. Should feel decent. Temperatures right now still close to 80 degrees at Delta, mid-70s at Grand Junction, mid-60s at Montrose. High temperatures today, upper 70s, Delta Grand Junction, lower 70s, Montrose. Different than where we were yesterday. Both Grand Junction and Montrose were in the low 80s. Case in point, we should be, well, normally we should be near 70 degrees. So Montrose a little bit more close to where we should be for this time of the year. We did have some darker skies earlier this morning, and we did have some light rain. Didn't quite make it to the ground. But with sunshine tomorrow, a little bit more sunshine tomorrow, that's going to help heat up the surface. And we have a good influx of moisture that's going to continuously get thrown our way from the eastern Pacific. So that's what we saw this morning. Optimistic that we were going to see some rain, but too dry at the surface. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll see those pop-up storms later in the afternoon hours, right about now, in fact. Late afternoon, early evening, those storm clouds will pop off the mountains, the mesas, and the plateaus, and we should see some storms. You should probably expect some lightning off in the distance. 5 to 50 mile per hour current wind speeds. Some of those storms tomorrow will generate some gusty outflow winds, just like some today. We had near 30 mile per hour blasts across the area. Nothing too intolerable, I don't think. Certainly not red flag warned conditions. We just don't have the dry fuel source. In fact, we've got a plethora of moisture. And that leads me to my next hazard. We're dealing in, if you're in Mesa County and your smartphone alerted you to a flood warning, this is specific to the Dolores River right around Gateway, some of those low-lying areas around that town likely experiencing bankful. You're going to hear that word a lot this spring and early summer, bankful, because that's where we are with a lot of our water sources. High flows, minor flooding, low-lying areas, those are all going to be susceptible. Now, Montrose County also picked up a flood advisory. This is for other portions of the Dolores and also the San Miguel. Now, this could put some flooding issues around Natarita, which is susceptible to that, so you need to be careful. And one of the things you need to be aware of is driving through these water zones, driving through these roads that are inundated. Please don't do it. You just don't know if that road beneath it's been compromised, and it does not take more than a handful of inches to move your vehicle, so that could create a bigger problem. Up to the north, we're just under flood watches for Craig, Rangeley, and Meeker. Likely we're experiencing, and it's all due to snow melt. It's all due to that snow moving from upper elevations to lower elevations, and that's going to continue with these warm temperatures. There's really not going to be much of an abatement to that. Storms now divide Eagle County and then into the foothills and into Denver. South to north, that's where we're seeing a lot of this potential. Well, the moisture is there and the potential storms are popping. A little bit of snow tonight around Leadville. That should be exciting. I know they have a golf course up there. But with these storms popping in the afternoon hours, it's a good chance that we'll see some of that light rain coming at us. All this moisture is coming at us from the Pacific Ocean, the eastern Pacific, right around California. Not a whole lot of movement with that low pressure system. It's just going to kick off little rounds of energy our way. We had one this morning. We're getting another one Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. So that has a slight chance of showers. Not the greatest chances, but a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms popping up. You can see Wednesday, there's not a whole lot of movement with this, but it'll help steer in that moisture, and we have the heat of the day, courtesy of the sun and these warmer than average temperatures. Now, average temperatures, upper 60s, low 70s, 70s for Grand Junction. And by the end of the work week and into the upcoming weekend, we should hit those numbers. So there's a little bit of relief there. We were in the low 80s for the Sunday, for the today, well, Monday 80s, today not quite. So there's a little bit of relief today. But we're going to be looking for these storms in the afternoon hours. Now, the good news is we don't need the rain. We have surplus in the rain gauge. Both Grand Junction and Montrose are pretty close to about 3/4 of an inch excess of rain, but we could certainly, we'd like to have it. I don't know if you've noticed, there's a lot of green going on. Regardless of the elevation, if it's not covered in snow, there's a green up occurring. So that puts a smile on my face. Low 80s again tomorrow, another warm start to the day, and then we'll look for those afternoon storms both Wednesday and Thursday. All the while, we're going to keep these breezy conditions. So aside from these outflow gusts, which are storm-associated wind gusts, we're going to be breezy, right around the 10 and 20, 25 miles per hour. And we're going to be warm. Montrose, we do drop this weekend, but that's really not a chill, but I think it will bring some welcome relief.